I literally just said to Dr. Bauer, I'm going to just start right away because I think the stream happens right off the top. So I think we're good. And we're set here for October 2022 Superintendent Live with our Superintendent, Dr. Todd Bauer. How are we doing, Todd? How are things going today?
I'm doing okay, Bob. It is October 25th. It feels like we just started school year, and yet at the same time, it feels like we've been doing it forever.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
I do want to make fun of myself for a quick second. Apparently, last month I jumped in my DeLorean and it jumped to October 12th, 1955. And last month's Superintendent Live update, I said it was the October update. This is the real October update. This one right now. So I just wanted to check in. We like to talk about what's going on in the school district, but I also just wanted to check in. How are things going with you and your family? You're a busy guy, but your kids are kids, and what's going on in their lives right now?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Bob. So I'm at that stage in my life and everybody tells me I'm going to miss it, but we are running around like crazy people. My kids are in a variety of sports. My daughter plays field hockey, lacrosse, and basketball. My son plays football, baseball, and basketball. And with those things comes rec teams, travel teams, traveling all over the place. My wife and I shuffle and juggle, and then sometimes we have to phone a friend to help us out. Because my wife, I've said on this, I think before, she's a saint. And if I have meetings or work commitments, she finds a way to figure it out. But we're every weekend, like, you don't even need to ask me if we have plans. We are running. From Conshohocken last weekend to Souderton to Harleysville, back to Souderton to Germantown Academy, to like just all over the place. But it's a good busy. My son just turned 10 yesterday, and we had a great time celebrating him. And of course, the Phillies had the whole family excited. So fitting in, watching the Phillies games amidst all the practices and competitions. It's a good place to be. So really enjoying it, but it is busy, busy, busy.
Excellent. Well, yesterday we had our in-service day for our teaching staff here at North Penn High School, and it was a big day. Students were off yesterday. Staff was in doing professional development, and it was also Diwali yesterday. Do you want to talk about Diwali a little bit for our families that celebrate that?
Yeah, so we used to typically have an in-service day at the beginning of October. And when we took a closer look at the calendar a few years ago, we know that Diwali is a very significant religious holiday for many folks in our school district. And it is the festival of light. And I believe it is metaphoric for light overcoming darkness, right? So, and that's something, whether you celebrate Diwali or not, I think it's something everyone can support, right? Good overcoming evil. So rather than having an in-service day in October, and then some of our students having to choose whether to go to school or celebrate one of the most significant holidays in their culture, we kind of aligned them. So we had an in-service day with our folks here in the district, and we started off with a celebration of the Phillies. We kind of had a spirit day, and everybody wore red, or everyone who chose to wore red and Phillies attire, did a cheer. You made an awesome video and put it online. Hopeful that gets a lot of views and is shared. And then we had a speaker, a keynote speaker. His name was Dr. Danny Brissell. And Danny's message was bringing the joy back to education. It's a hard job. And there are times where it would be easy to give up, but kids need us. And put a smile on your face, find the joy in your classroom, make a kid's day, choose to look at the glass half full when it is so easy to look at it as half empty. And it was a positive, funny message. So that was the start of it, kind of a keynote, bring the joy back. And then we had workshops, and teachers could sign up to go to a variety of offerings. But the whole theme of the day was wellness and taking care of one another, and finding ways to find the joy, whether there were some sessions where it was like physical fitness, and people did spinning classes, and HIIT, I forget what the acronym stands for, but HIIT, it's like a fitness class. There was yoga, there was basketball, all kinds of things going on to encourage our staff to be active and mentally well as physically. And there were also sessions on professional development and learning, how to work with your students in what has been a very trying time in education. But overall, the consensus was it was a great day and productive for everyone. So we're very pleased.
I always enjoy our staff when everybody comes to the same location on our professional development day instead of working in departments or just in your building. There's so much energy here, and of course we kicked it off right. The Phillies helped us out a little bit to get us going for sure yesterday morning, and it's just so much fun to watch the whole staff come in here and then try to find their way around the high school a little bit. But it's like a big convention on those days. We have so many professional development workshops where, they're the core pieces where everybody participates in, but then it's a pick and choose to get what you need. Whether it was for your personal improvement or for the classroom, there were just so many sessions, and really it's fun to see all the classrooms full with so many different people. Even here in the senior cafeteria here at the high school, we had this big technology roundtable, where so many different tech support specialists and instructional coaches were showing folks how to use different things in technology. So it was a lot of fun just seeing everybody in the same place. I love the energy on those days. Talking about energy, took a lot of energy to do this, but we headed over to Montgomery Township's municipal building to hold our action meeting this month. We started that this month, and we're going to be doing that through the rest of the year at some of our municipalities. Let's talk about the reasons why we were at Montgomery Township for the action meeting on Thursday night.
Yeah, again, good question, Bob. Thank you. It has been no secret that one of my missions this year is to really get out there and get to better understand the community. While I've worked in the district now, this is my 8th year. This is a new capacity, and one in which I am really expected to be out there and engaging stakeholders, constituents, whatever you want to say, and really understanding the needs of our school community. And so one of the ways to do that is to take board meetings to them, right? So it is not easy for some folks to get over here to Church in Hancock. And so we're trying to make our meetings a little bit more accessible and engage folks. So I would have to say that it was a positive vibe, a positive experience for folks. We saw people who do not typically come to board meetings, which is terrific. And folks that just said, thank you for bringing the meeting to us. And it also helps to further our relationships with our municipal leaders, right? We got to see some township supervisors and some police officers who we would not normally engage with. And we got to be in a true boardroom. So I do think it was a Herculean effort by you and your department and Ms. Liberoski. It's not easy to set up all that technology and take our show on the road, but I do think it was worth it. So really enjoyed the experience. I believe next month we're in Hatfield Township.
Correct.
Looking forward to that. We're also going to be in Talmenson at some point, Lansdale, Upper Gwynedd, or are we going to be in Upper Gwynedd?
Yes, we'll be at Upper Gwynedd, Talmenson, Lansdale. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Scheduling, we're working on how we make connections to some of the other municipalities. Some of the boardrooms aren't quite big enough for us to hold one of our meetings there. So we're working on those ones that are a little bit more challenging to figure out other ways to make connections in those communities as well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, one of the other things we're going to do is feature a school that's in that township. And our students from Bridle Path Elementary School were featured this month at the action meeting at Montgomery Township's building. What did they talk about?
Yeah, so it's important to us to kind of get back to the why, right? And to highlight or feature kids at the start of the meeting, I think really centers us upon why are we here? It's so easy to talk about contracts and the business of the district from a board perspective in these meetings, but to have kids featured really brings it back to, okay, this is why we're here and doing what we're doing, and they are volunteering all this time, right?
Yep.
So the Bridle Path students came, and Mrs. Mann, who is the principal at Bridle Path, brought a couple students with her to highlight some things that they're proud of at Bridle Path. Students highlighted a new cheer program under the premise that, hey, look, that cheering and school spirit will help kids get excited about school and motivate them. And research says that kids who are having fun and love their school and are excited to go will achieve more. Right. So it's all about student learning, but in the end, we want our students to feel comfortable, feel safe, and have fun at school. And these students highlighted ways in which they've improved their school community. So really great. Anybody who missed the meeting, you're welcome to go to youtube.com/NPTV.
You got it.
Good. Look at me. And check out the meeting and see the student presentation. Just a couple minutes to highlight some great things that are going on at Bridle Path.
Yeah, I love when kids are there to present and speak. It's always refreshing, and they did a great job. So one of the things that we voted on, the school board voted on and approved on Thursday night, was a financial advisor as part of our North Penn High School renovations and moving forward on our plans. Why is this component so important in the process?
Yeah, so we did approve, the board approved PFM as our financial advisors. They were the incumbent candidate because we did the RFP process, which is request for proposal. And they were one of the finalists. Ultimately, they prevailed in the interview process. But the reason that this is so important is it's really the first step in the high school renovation. We've been engaging with the Schrader Group, who is our architect, who did the Knapp Elementary project. But they have been through the building, they have examined it, they've given us estimates. There are not designs yet, there are concepts, but not designs. And so we have rough estimates, just using commonplace figures. And in order for us to present some of those estimates to the community, we need to have a financial advisor in place, right? And they need to be able to tell us, okay, this is what we can or can't afford. This is what the draw schedule would look like. And this is how we would ultimately pay for such a project. Just as a point of reference, the Knapp project was roughly $28 million, right? And we were able to pay for that sum with monies that we have here in the district. Others, we had some borrowings. But we're obviously going to have to borrow money to do the North Penn High School project. So if Knapp was roughly $30 million as a round figure, the high school project will be significantly more. It's a 550,000 square foot building, and we may add on it with a ninth grade center.
Yeah.
So
it's important to remember that, the high school being so large, sometimes they go, well, why is this so much more? Clearly the square footage, and it's like multiple upon multiple elementary renovations at the same time, if you think about it that way, right? So there's a lot to talk about there.
Knapp has a little over 600 kids in it. The high school has over 3,000, right? So just perspective. And then you have to throw in all the facilities that come with a high school, the gym, a stadium, the athletic fields, student parking lots, all these things come into play. Renovating your high school is significant. And we're excited about it, though. Our students in this community deserve a state-of-the-art high school. And North Penn High School really hasn't been touched since 1971, aside from the K-Pod and auditorium additions. So it is time. I mean, the infrastructure, the pneumatics for the heating and cooling systems are no longer supported. And we kind of patch it together day by day. So it is absolutely time. And I think most, if not all, people in the community recognize the fact. So it's exciting to kind of get that ball rolling officially. We've been talking about it for years. The pandemic paused it. So now that we have a financial advisor in place, it's time to really start talking about that and moving forward.
Yeah, and talking about the age of the building is one of these things, always to put it in perspective. So the new high school, the new high school, 1971. We had just had this past weekend the class of 1972, which was the first class to graduate out of the new building here in Tolmenson. And besides K-Pod and the pool, which were add-ons, when they walked in, like it is the same building that they walked through that first time in 1971 when they entered the building, and the systems are the same age. So they're celebrating their 50th reunion this year. To give you context, if I could get my heating and cooling system at my house the last 50 years, that would be amazing, right?
Yeah, it's our facilities department does a terrific job. And if you walk through that building, I say this over and over again, if you walk through the building, you'd be like, well, it's nice, it's clean. Yeah, because they do such a great job with the upkeep. However, if you get behind the scenes, up in the ceilings, down in the basement, go into the control rooms, it looks as though it was built in 1971. Yep. And it is time. It is 50 years old, our high school. So, and if you go to neighboring high schools for a performance or an athletic competition, you see kind of what is out there compared to what we have here in North Penn. And, our students and families do deserve a state-of-the-art high school. So we're looking forward to it.
For sure. Next on our list here, we also accepted on Thursday a grant for more propane buses. We've been pretty aggressive on that front and also looking for grants and being awarded multiple grants. Talk about this one and why this is meaningful for us in this step. And I think in general to realize how much we're always applying for grants and looking for opportunities outside of our regular budget to help fund these things.
Yeah, so I believe it's roughly $200,000. Which will provide us with opportunities for more propane buses. We are trying to convert our fleet from diesel over to propane. Propane is more environmentally friendly. Propane is cheaper. it is quieter, and obviously the buses are new. So our fleet, I believe the average age of our fleet at this point was around 15, and it has slowly been dropping as we replace buses, but we've been doing it primarily through grant funding. So we do have the infrastructure in place. We have propane tanks out behind North Penn High School, which allow our buses to refuel, and gradually trying to turn that fleet over from diesel to propane. So excited about this opportunity again. You can look for some new propane buses out on the roads. And the easy way to tell them, most of them are Bluebird, and it is a green bird,
Yep.
as opposed to like a black bird on the top of the bus itself. So if you see the green bird in line, that is a propane bus.
Yeah, and they are. It is amazing how much more quiet. You just don't realize how loud a diesel engine is, and you get used to it on a bus, but how quiet those buses are. And even when they drive by, you don't have a big plume of black smoke shooting out the tailpipe. So two other things to look for: how quiet they are, and you don't see that plume of black smoke coming out of the back of the bus there. Talking about things that we that have been on the table and we're moving forward with. We heard some good news for our healthcare center. I know we've talked about that pretty much every month since we started these conversations. What's our update on the healthcare center?
So I believe, so I know for a fact that the actual building is under production, and the land development, I think last month we talked about, was approved. And I believe Mr. Scrocky would tell us that we think the project could be ready to roll here by the new year. So it's really exciting. There is a misunderstanding out there, and we've said this a few times, that the healthcare clinic is for employees, not for students, right? And the healthcare clinic, we already provide healthcare for our employees. We are self-insured. So we pay for healthcare for our employees, and of course they contribute as well. And now this will help us in some regards to cut out the middleman, right? Mm-hmm. We are actually paying the healthcare provider directly, as opposed to the overcharges and upcharges with having third parties involved. So having healthcare on site not only will be more cost effective for our taxpayer, but it will also be more convenient for our employees. And maybe you don't need to take a full day off to go see a primary care provider. This is not a specialist, right? This is not to replace your primary care provider. In some cases, okay, some folks may choose to use the healthcare clinic as their primary care provider, but ultimately it's more about having access to affordable healthcare right in our school community during your prep, during your lunch, if you want to run over and have a quick appointment. They will also have some of the more common prescriptions on site. So no narcotics, no controlled substances, but antibiotics and things of that nature on site.
Yes, I would always say, like, really, it's like the simple things that you would, you're trying to get an appointment even with your own doctor, that maybe you hit an urgent care or something like that. Exactly. Where a lot of people will be able to go in there, see a doctor, and get what they need for that. So it's just clear that this is not a healthcare clinic for the community at all. It is simply for our employees and their dependents as part of our healthcare plan that we provide those employees. And if all goes well, and conservatively, I know we're looking at this over 10 years, that's in a savings of $10 million to the North Penn taxpayers by doing this. So this is not something that costs more. If all goes well here, the plan is we'll have a $10 million savings on our benefits that are provided to our employees. So it's huge, and I'm excited about it and eager to see it start here, maybe in the new year, maybe in January, maybe by February. It'll be exciting. And you know what we'll be talking about when that happens? We'll talk about that here. So the last thing I want to talk about here is on Friday, I followed you guys around. You and Mr. Scrocky and Ms. Liberoski were visiting folks in the community. What were we doing on Friday?
Oh, Bob, it was terrific. First of all, Friday was gorgeous, right? It was a beautiful day. The Phillies were going to have their first home playoff game in the NLCS. And we walked around and delivered some tax rebate checks for property taxes. So, Mr. Scrocky, it is well documented that we have a tax rebate program. It's award-winning tax rebate program here in North Penn School District for some of our folks who meet the criteria to get a rebate for their property taxes here in the school district. And we folks completed the paperwork, and we distributed their rebates via the mail or hand delivery in some cases And then the state upped their rebate program. So in turn, we upped ours. So now there was an additional payment to be made to the homeowner or renter. As a result, we got to meet face to face with some folks in our community. And I can tell you about it, it was so rewarding. I know we have heard some folks at board meetings and during public comment say that, you know, this money is peanuts, or it is not a significant amount of money. And you know what, when you deliver those checks, I could not disagree more.
Yeah, tell me about some of those experiences and the conversations you had with some of our residents that received those rebates.
Yeah, so one in particular said to me and to Mr. Scrocky, you have no idea how much this helps us. We just recently adopted a cat, or rescued a cat. We did not know the cat was pregnant. The cat had 2 kittens, and one of the kittens is gravely ill. We had to take that cat to the vet yesterday for her eye, and we don't have the money to pay for it. We have $80 cash to our name. We have $200 on our credit card remaining, and we can't pay this bill. And this $400 that you are delivering to us right now, through tears, mind you, I mean, they're emotional, how much that money means to them, will allow us to care for our pet. Someone else told me that it'll allow them to pay their electric bill, and on and on. So while $200, $300, $400 may not mean much to some, it means the world to others. And it was so rewarding to just walk around our community, knock on doors. Initially, people are skeptical, right? You have a gentleman in a suit. They assume you're selling something. They assume that you are campaigning for the upcoming election. And rather, we were handing out money, you know, and giving property tax rebates. So it felt really good. I said to you and to Mr. Scrocky and Ms. Liberoski on the way back to the office, like, I could do this all day. Really helping people smile and helping those who need the support. So it was terrific. I loved it. And I know you're going to do a feature on it. So thank you.
Well, and I will say this, so you're out in the community a lot, and there may be a time you are knocking on a resident's door. It is not always to give out a check. So I will couch that for everybody. Sometimes it's an invitation to something, maybe it's for something else. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to follow you guys and hear the stories from folks, and keep in mind, you know, for folks that are interested in this program, go to our website. Underneath the school board, you're going to find the tax rebate program. Apply for it. And if you meet all the criteria, you can be part of this program too, as part of the rebate. It's a really great program. We've had now, I should know how many years, but it's been a couple of years now we've had this program, and it's been growing each year, and the school board invests more into it each year as we look at it. So really exciting. So that's pretty much October. It's been a crazy busy month. We've got an exciting November coming up. Anything else you want to share with the community as we head off into our next month here?
Yeah, it's just amazing to me that we're already heading into November. And once you turn the calendar to November, you start thinking about the winter holidays. We change sports seasons at the secondary level. We have parent-teacher conferences at the beginning of November because we're a third of the way through the year.
Crazy.
It's just crazy. It's you hit the ground running and you just kind of take off. So no, we're excited about the opportunities ahead for kids. I am not looking forward to making my first snow call as your superintendent, but you know, I will do my best, and I promise the community that we kind of try to triangulate the data. We watch every weather source possible. We collaborate with local emergency personnel and those who treat our roads and try to get a handle on it. But there will be some great calls and there will be some misses. But I can promise everyone that they'll be made. I will make those decisions as best I can with all the information I have in the moment. But anybody can say, you know, school's closed, and you're either a hero or you're an idiot, right?
I will tell you, all these years of having to be the person to actually post it and watching the struggle to figure out what we do is, you're always wrong, so it doesn't matter. So I know we always make the best decision in the interest of the kids. And for sure, there will always be, whatever we post, you're a hero or you're not, one way or another. That's the way snow closings go. Just a reminder that our next action meeting for school board will be at the Hatfield Township Municipal Building,
Yep.
which is at 1950 School Road in Hatfield. And you can find that information on our website as well. We have our spring. Geez, look at me fast forwarding again. Our fall play here at the high school, Radium Girls, coming up. It's going to open here in 2 weeks here at the high school. It's a really good historical type play. I think folks will really enjoy. So you can head to the high school website to find out about ticketing information there. I think that's about it for now, Dr. Bauer. Today at 2 p.m., you can watch it here again. North Penn right now. There'll be more updates. You'll see a little bit of you can get some video of the things we talked about today that'll be in there as well.
Yeah, that would be great. One thing we didn't talk about, Bob, was ribbon cutting for NAP.
Oh, yes. Well, I got a big segment on North Penn right now. We could hold that.
All right, we'll hold it. That's a teaser.
It's a teaser for 2 p.m. You can watch it a little bit later today and actually see the community, be able to enter our buildings and check out all of the great renovations there at Knapp Elementary School.
So go ahead.
I would just say the one little thing I found awesome, there's these little moments at the Knapp ribbon cutting this evening. Yep. The sun's setting. I was a little worried about lighting. You'll see some cool video because the building looks amazing at night as well with the lighting. But it was so very peaceful that while we set up outside and we're doing our speeches, I don't know if you saw the little family of deer.
I did.
Walking across the front of the yard there, just chilling. It was very peaceful and nice, and was a nice little moment when that happened. So I don't have video of that.
I do feel the need to say it's a great time to be a Philadelphia sports fan.
Absolutely.
And how exciting was that? And, a moment that everyone will remember, whether you're a Phillies fan or not. If you were watching, I think it's one of those moments where you'll remember where you were years and years from now. So I was excited to share that moment with my family. My voice is a little hoarse because of it, I think. I was not at the game, but I'm still yelling in my own family room. And excited about the Eagles. Sixers aren't off to the start that we would have hoped, but it's an exciting time. So,
all right. Very good. That'll wrap up our October edition of Superintendent Live. We thank everybody for joining us today. I hope these are informative. We will see you at 2 o'clock today for North Penn right now. And then, as always, we'll have these after the action meeting, these updates next month in November. So look forward to that as well. Everybody have a great day and enjoy the weather.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
Take care.